Hey YouTube, it's Imani and I am here for my third Mommy Talk video, which is going to be about my breastfeeding experience so far. I would love to find out how your breastfeeding experience has been, whether you started breastfeeding and continued or stopped at a certain point or never did. I'd love to know just like why not, what made you stop, what made you keep going, things like that. Breastfeeding is definitely not the easiest thing in the world. I follow this community, what is it called? Black Women Do Breastfeed, I believe it's called, on Facebook. So it's great to just see, a whole bunch of women talking about the different challenges of breastfeeding, and other people will comment about how to overcome it. So it's cool. This is just my experience so far with breastfeeding. Overall, like, so far so good. I don't have any real problems, I would say. From the beginning, he latched on right away. As soon as they put him on my chest for, the skin-to-skin contact, he was like maybe like right here on my chest, and he just like bobbed his head and found the nipple and was just going from there. Like, I definitely think that helped with our bonding, because to be quite honest, like when they first put him on my chest, like after he came out, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's my baby, but it wasn't like this big, like immediate like bond that I felt with us. And it wasn't until we were breastfeeding and he wasn't even like looking up at me or anything, like, none of those stories like that, like, but just to know that, hi. Just to know that he's, getting his milk from me, I don't know, it really helped with my feeling of bonding, and I feel like we just keep bonding every time we do so. He latched on right away, and my milk came in, I think like 3 or 4 days later. It came in the first morning that we were home. So that was about 3 days later, and my boobs were super engorged, like to the point where it felt like heavy, like these big bulky rocks were inside of my boobs. Like, they hurt so bad. I didn't know what to do. Like, I was like, okay, so let me go take a hot shower. People say, you take a hot shower or you put something hot on it, and then you nurse and it should feel better. So I took like a really hot shower and I nursed, and it didn't help at all. I didn't start pumping just yet. So it was just one of those things that I just had to keep nursing him, and it finally kinda helped a little bit. Like, it was bad. It really felt like it felt like some parts were kind of soft and then other parts were just like extremely hard. So it was kind of scary too. Ever since, he first latched on up until now, he nurses maybe like every 2 to 3 hours. Well, except for the first 2 nights when we were still in the hospital, he nursed maybe like every hour. Which sucked as far as sleeping goes. But now he nurses about every 2 to 3 hours. Somebody's being fussy. That's okay. He'll nurse maybe like every 2 to 3 hours. It depends. If he's like wide awake, he'll definitely nurse every like 2 hours. But if he's kind of in the deep sleep, like yesterday, he took a nice long nap. He didn't want to nurse, maybe like 3.5 hours later. So he's starting to space himself out. I heard that once they hit like 2 months or like 2.5 months, that's when the nursing period, I guess, they really space themselves out. So I don't know. I guess every baby's different. I'm kind of looking forward to that moment, but not at the same time, just because it's like, that's less times that I have to get up in the middle of the night, or, less times, my boobs will hurt. But then, we don't have as many bonding moments, so that'll suck. I started pumping about a week into breastfeeding. So about, when he was about a week old, I started like really pumping. And I use the Medela manual pump, which I really like, actually. I didn't think I was going to like it because I'm lazy, and I feel like an electric pump would have been better for me, but I really like the manual pump. I feel like I get milk out really fast with it. I just wish, the only thing I wish was, it was 2, so I could get it, from both boobs at the same time, but it's okay. And then I just bought an electric pump from the Lancino company, the same company that has, like the breast pads, the cream, the nipple cream, and the milk storage bags. They have an electric pump and it's 2, and it works pretty well. I get plenty of milk from it. It's just this, setting up is kind of annoying. But other than that, it works really well, and I plan on taking that pump with me to work. When I started pumping, I would only get like 1 to 2 ounces per boob, which was kind of discouraging, but I guess that's all my body was producing at the time because that's all he needed. Now I can get well over 5 ounces per boob, which I never go too far over because none of my containers will fit that much, so I have to stop at like 5 to 6 ounces. But that's really cool that I can get like 12 ounces pretty much, 10 to 12 ounces per session. So I've been storing that up, and I have a freezer stash full of milk. I have so much in my regular freezer, so much in the deep freezer, to the point where I haven't been pumping as often because I just don't even have room. So I just plan on pumping like 1 bag per day until I go back to work, which is less than 2 weeks, which sucks. So that at least he'll have that good stash, and then I'll keep pumping while I'm at work. So I've also been giving him a bottle of breast milk, not formula, but I've been giving him a bottle of breast milk every day, and I've been really trying to just keep him on that since he was about 5 weeks. So he's going to be 7 weeks tomorrow. So for about 2 weeks now, I've been trying to get him to drink a bottle every day because he just wasn't used to it at all, and he wouldn't take it, which I think is my fault. I mean, I didn't want him to get nipple confusion, so I kept, the bottle and the pacifier away for the first month, which is what they say you should do. But when I did introduce both to him, he just wasn't having it. He still will not take the pacifier unless he's really mad. So he had to go. He had to go to the doctor, and when they gave him his shot, he was so mad. I put the pacifier in his mouth, and he took it like a champ. He would not let the pacifier go after that. But other than when he's like really mad, he will not take the pacifier. As far as the bottle goes, I make sure that he has at least 3 to 4 ounces in the bottle every single day. I will not let him get away with not drinking that much in the bottle, just because I need him to get ready and get used to having to take a bottle, because I'm not going to be around all day soon. So I know he's not going to let himself go hungry, but I need him to just really get used to it. So he's been doing really well. The first couple days it would take him like an hour to just start drinking a bottle. Like, he was really fussy about it, but now he kind of knows, and it's like, okay, this is where I'm getting my food from right now, I'll take it. So he'll take it, and he's doing a lot better with it now. So anybody who is worried about nipple confusion or anything like that, I would still recommend, waiting a little while. Don't give it to them like the first week. But I feel like I waited too long because it's definitely taken him a while to get used to it. But start introducing things like that slowly so that they know, that they have to take it from a bottle every now and then. I use a bottle called Munchkin Latch. I tried all different bottles, and he seems to take to different bottles. I tried the Avent and Playtex, and he'll take to it, but he's not used to the milk coming out like on its own, so he would choke a lot. So the Munchkin Latch I really like because it kind of acts like the breast, and he has to suck for the milk to come out. So you could like hold the bottle upside down and the milk will not come out. He has to work for it, just like how he works on the breast. So I really like that. So any mommies who are looking for a bottle, definitely give that one a try. I bought the 8-ounce bottle in that, and it came with two bottles per pack, and I think it was, I honestly don't know how much it costs. I don't remember. I used a gift card, so I wasn't super worried about it. But I do plan on getting the gift set, which I think is like $60, but that's how much the Avent gift set was too. So, and I'll try giving him the Avent again when he's a little older, maybe like with juice or something. Yeah, so my future plans as far as breastfeeding goes, I definitely want to keep breastfeeding him as long as possible. I want to go up until at least a year, God willing. I know that it's going to be difficult because I'm going back to work, but I plan to just keep pumping, pump maybe like 2 or 3 times while I'm at work, so that he'll always have at least breast milk, because I don't want him to, go on formula. Not to mention, breast milk is free. Formula is really expensive. Goodness. Anyway, so definitely going to pump at work. What's the matter? And I plan to nurse him, while I'm home. So like in the mornings, at night, but during the day, he'll just have to get a bottle. So those are my plans. Hopefully, we keep up with that plan until he's about a year old. And I heard it gets a little easier too, because once he's 6 months, he'll start eating actual food, so he won't need as much milk. And I figure as long as I just keep pumping and he gets the breast milk, I'll be happy. So that's all that I have. If you have any questions for me, please leave it in the comment below. And please also share your experiences with breastfeeding, whether if you're breastfeeding now or you did 20 years ago, or if you plan to, or if you don't plan to. I'd like to hear everybody's opinions, and I will see you guys for my next video. Bye.